welcome to Santulan Yoga. For today's yoga class, we will do a pranayama, asana, and a little bit of dhyana. For today's class, you might like to have a couple of props, depending on how tight you get in your own body. So you can have a cushion to sit on for the pranayama, to lift the hips and to relax the back. You might also like to have a yoga strap with you. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a dressing gown tie, or a scarf can be quite a great strap to use. You might also like to have some yoga bolsters as well, yoga blocks as well. Again, if you don't have these yoga props, you can also use books. Dictionaries are a nice thickness to use instead of yoga blocks. You can also use containers like lunchbox containers, but just make sure that they can take a little bit of weight, just in case you don't want you to be breaking anything. And again, if you don't have any of the other props, pillows from your bed are fine, or from a sofa is fine. Just anything that you need to feel comfortable during class. So when you're ready, join me on the mat here and we'll start with some pranayama. So finding a comfortable seat, either cross legs or you can be on your shins. Rolling the shoulders back and down. Once you're comfortable, either placing the hands on the knees or bringing the hands into the lap, just ensuring that the neck and shoulders are nice and relaxed. When you're feeling comfortable, either lowering your gaze down to a spot in front of you, or if you feel okay, closing the eyes. Just coming into the breath, breathing in through the nose, back of the throat, down into the lungs, out of the lungs, back of the throat, out through the nose. Just following your breath, moving in and out of the body. Just noticing the breath. How is the breath today? How is the chest feeling today? Is the breath shallow and tight, or is it deep, going all the way down to the diaphragm? Noticing how the body is feeling today. Still quite revved up from your day. The body feeling a bit tight and sore from the day's activities. And also noticing the mind, just your mind wandering around, thinking about things that you need to do, or conversations that you've had during the day. Just putting all of those things to one side and just focusing on the breath. Bringing the breath into the body, in through the nose, back of the throat, down into the lungs, out of the lungs, back of the throat, out through the nose. Now gently bring your awareness to the breath, and we'll start to count the breath. So making a note of how long it takes you to do one inhale and one exhale, simply by counting. So without forcing the breath, just notice and count. So 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, or whatever count it is. Each individual person will be different. Doing a few more rounds, just gently noticing without forcing. You may have noticed that from round to round, that count might change, and that's quite normal. Just want to notice, what is your average count? It could be 3, 4, maybe even 5. After your next full round of breath, this time we'll try and ensure that each inhale and exhale is the exact same count. So take the average count of your breath and try to get that count for the inhale and exhale, and repeat that with every round of breath. After your next full round of breath, what we'll do this time is we'll extend the breath by 1 count. So if your breath was 3, make it 4, if it was 4, make it 5, and so on. So what we're aiming to do is with each breath, we want to slow down the breath, deepen the quality of the breath, which will in turn help us to come into our body, let our cells release anything from the day, calm our breath, calm our body, and calm our mind. After your next full round of breath, just dropping the concentration of the count and allowing the breath to return to its natural breathing pattern. Right, and when you're ready, just slowly open your eyes, bring your awareness back into the room. And again, just noticing how the body is feeling now. You should feel more relaxed, more inside your body, rather than having your mind take yourself somewhere else. You might even feel that any tension throughout the day might have melted away. Right, so today we're going to start by doing some warming up of the joints. So feel free to stay sitting on your cushion if you're staying sitting on a cushion. I'm just going to take mine away for now. So starting with the hands, raising the arms up at shoulder height, palms face down to the floor. As we inhale, we're going to extend our fingers out. As we exhale, bringing the thumb in and gently making a fist. So inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. One more, inhaling, exhaling. Right, opening the fingers out again. This time moving into the wrist, inhaling, fingers up. Exhale, dropping the fingers down towards the floor. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. One more, inhaling, exhaling. Bringing the wrist back to neutral, bring the thumb into the palm, wrapping those fingers around very loosely. This time rotating the wrists, so inhaling up, exhaling, coming down and around, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, reversing, inhaling, coming up, exhaling, coming down, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. All right, rotating the palms now, rotating the arms, bringing the palms up, facing towards the ceiling. This time inhaling, bringing the fingertips to touch the shoulders, exhaling, extending the arm. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling one last time, keeping the fingertips on the shoulders, exhaling. This time inhaling, bring the elbows in towards each other. Bringing the forearms up alongside the head and exhaling the arms back down and around, doing some shoulder rotation now. Now take this at your own pace, and you can make these circles as big or as small as your shoulders are allowing you today. So just keep in mind in your own body. Inhaling, exhaling, and reverse. Inhaling, bring the elbows back. Exhaling together. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. One more time, inhaling, exhaling. Dropping the arms down for now, maybe give them a little shake, shrug the shoulders. And placing their hands on top of the knees. I'm just coming into the neck now, being very mindful of your neck. Inhale, keeping the head neutral. Exhale, just dropping the chin down. Inhaling, back to neutral. Exhale, lifting the chin. Inhale. Exhale. Chin dropping down. Inhale. Exhale, lifting. Inhale, center. Exhale, down. Inhale, center. Exhale, up. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, turning to the right shin over the right shoulder. Looking to the side. Inhaling center. Exhale, turn the head to the left, chin over the shoulder. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Once more to the right. Inhale. Once more to the left. Inhale. Back to center. Inhale. Center. Exhale, dropping the right ear to the right shoulder. Opening up through the side of the neck. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Nice and slow. Remembering our extended breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All right, taking one breath here, inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling, back to center. Exhaling, left ear to left shoulder, taking one breath here, inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling, back to center. All right, coming into the legs now. Extending the legs in front, and just turn to the side so that you can see. Inhaling, bringing the toes up, so flexing the feet. Make sure the toes are pointing out. Inhaling here, exhaling, curling just the toes over. Inhaling, toes up. Exhaling, curling the toes. Inhaling, toes up. Exhaling, just curling the toes. All right, this time ankles. Inhaling, flexing those feet right back. Exhale, pointing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Bringing the ankles back to neutral. Starting with the left leg. Bending the knee. Bringing the hands underneath the thigh. Inhaling. Bringing the knee into the chest. Exhaling, extending the lower leg. Releasing the leg back down to the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Switching legs. Right leg this time. Hands underneath the thigh. Inhale, knee to the chest. Exhale, extend the leg and down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. exhale, inhale, exhale, once more, inhale, exhale. All right, coming into the hips now. I'll just turn around again, facing forward. You can stay where you are. Taking the left leg, placing the left hand on top of the knee, right hand coming into the sole of the foot. And we just want to concentrate on the hip. So as we inhale, we're going to bring the knee across. Exhale, drop the knee down to the floor, out to the side, and back up. Inhaling, exhaling, down and around. Inhaling, exhaling, down and around. Once more, inhaling, exhaling, down and around. All right, reverse. Down, forward, knee up into the chest. Down, forward, knee up into the chest. One more time. Down, forward, knee up into the chest. All right. Switching legs. Right leg this time. Right hand onto right knee. Left hand sole of the foot. Inhale, bring the knee in. Exhale, drop the knee down and around. Again, just focusing on that hip joint. In, down and around. Again, you can make this movement as big or as small as your hips allow. One more time. In, down and around. Let's reverse. Down, forward, knee into the chest. Down, forward, knee into the chest. Down, forward, knee into the chest. All right, now you can either stay in this position. We're now going to move the leg from side to side again, focusing on the hip. We want to open the leg and close the leg. So you can stay with the hands in this position. You might find it more comfortable coming underneath. Or if you have a little bit more flexibility, bring the right foot into the left elbow, right arm around the knee, and moving the legs side to side in that fashion. Just finding the position that feels best for you. All right, a couple more side to side, and we'll switch to the other leg. All right, left leg this time. Again, either this position, arms underneath, or into the crook of the elbow. So as it looks, this is known as cradling the baby. The baby is your leg. Just a few times side to side, opening and closing, opening, closing, opening and closing. So getting movement into the hip, warming up the tissues in that hip, also getting a nice stretch through the ITB band as well, into the glute itself. All right, releasing the leg. Coming back into cross legs. Placing the hands down onto the knees, rolling the shoulders back and down. We're going to do some cat and cows in a seated position. So as we inhale, we're going to bring the chest forward, bring the head forward, bringing the torso through the arms, lifting the chin, inhaling. Exhaling, coming back, rounding that back, coming back onto the bottom. Bring the weight back onto the bottom, chin down, inhaling, come forward. Exhaling. Coming back, I'll show you from the side. Inhaling, coming forward. Exhaling. Come back, inhaling. Exhaling. Come back one more time, inhaling. And exhaling, coming back. Okay, switching the cross of your legs. This time we're going to go around and around, so we're warming up the spine here. So inhaling, coming forward over the right knee. Coming forward over to the left, exhaling, dropping back to the left hip, bottom, right hip, inhaling, right knee, left knee, exhale, coming back, right around again, inhaling, right knee, left knee, exhale, coming back. Okay, switching directions now, so back, right side, left side, inhaling, left knee, right knee, exhale, back, inhale in your own time, left knee, right knee, back, once more, left knee, right knee, back. Okay, pausing in the center again. This time, as we inhale, we're going to bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, twisting to the right, left hand to right knee, right arm comes behind the body, nice and soft through the tummy, opening up through the chest, twisting to the right. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, right hand to left knee, left hand behind the body, staying soft through the tummy, opening the chest up as we twist to the left. Inhaling, exhaling right, inhaling, exhaling left, inhaling, one more time to the right, inhaling, one more time to the left. Inhaling, back to center. And switching across of your legs again. Inhaling, arms raising up at the center. Exhaling, turning to the right knee. Exhaling, dropping the hands down, folding forward over that right knee. We'll take a couple of breaths here. Making sure that we're sinking down to that left hip. We don't want to be rocking all the way over to the right. Try and make sure that those sit bones are both down onto the mat. One more breath here. Walking the hands back to center and lifting the south back to the center. Extending the right leg long. Just move that strap. Making sure the hips are square to the front. Inhaling, lifting the arms up overhead. Exhaling, twisting towards the right leg and hinging from the hips, extending those arms forward and placing the hands wherever they land. Now, if you can't reach your foot, you can use your strap or your scarf or whatever you have, placing that alongside the bottom of the foot there. And just gently bring yourself forward, or you can reach the leg, placing the hands down on the leg, or you place your hands on the floor. If you're reasonably flexible, holding on to the toes, taking a few breaths here. One more breath. Releasing the hands, placing them down on the floor, walking the torso back up. This time placing the right hand on the left knee. Inhaling the left arm up. Exhaling, hinging sideways towards the right. You can drop the right forearm down if that feels more comfortable. And we want to pretend like we want to touch the right toes with the left hand. But what we're really doing is just opening up the side body. So staying open through the side body, staying open through the right hand side as well. One more breath there. And coming back. All right, bringing both legs in now. Switching the legs again. This time, inhaling to the center. Twisting to the left, dropping over that left knee. Placing the hands down on the floor. Making sure we're pushing that left hip down. Stretching through the body. Couple of breaths here. One more. Walking the hands back to center, pushing the body up. And extending the left leg this time. Screwing both hips to the front. Then if you need that strap, place that strap around the ball of the foot, have it ready for when you need it. Inhaling, arms up overhead. Exhaling, turning towards the left leg, draping the body over the left leg and placing the hands and arms where they're most comfortable, either alongside the leg, on top of the leg, grabbing for your strap, or bring the hands around the foot. Nice and long through the spine, shoulders nice and relaxed, arms nice and relaxed. Taking a few breaths here. One more breath. Releasing the hands, bringing the body back out to center. Inhaling, arms up overhead. Exhaling, bring the left arm to the right knee. Right arm coming up and over, reaching for those toes. Staying long through the spine. Open through both the right and left sideways. We don't want to be collapsing down. We want to stay nice and strong. Reaching for those toes. If you like, you can add a bit of movement here. Opening up through the right side body. Feel quite nice if you're a bit sticky through the sideways. Or you can just concentrate on reaching those fingertips, lengthening through the fingers, lengthening through the arm. Nice and open through the chest. One more breath. Coming back up to center. All right, giving the legs a little wobble. This time, extending both your legs out in front. Running into Dundasana. Legs zip together, knees, ankles, rolling shoulders back and down, nice and tall with your spine. Imagine you have a piece of string at the top of your head to lift the head up. Placing the hands alongside the hips. One more breath here. Inhaling, bring the arms overhead. Exhaling, hinging from the hips, extending those arms long again. Just reaching for the point where your hands lay. So again, alongside the legs, can be on top of the shins, ankles, feet, or again, strap. Like to use the strap. Nice and soft through the neck and shoulders. If you're reasonably flexible, bring peace fingers around the big toes, inside of the toes, grabbing onto them. Or if you like, you can place the palms of the hands along the soles of the feet. As long as the spine is in alignment, don't be bending and reaching if you can't. Always make sure the spine is in a good, comfortable place. Few breaths here. Looking point is just in front of the feet or looking at the toes themselves. One more breath. Placing the hands down on the mat, walking the torso back up. All right. Now I'll give you a few options for this next one. We're going to do heron pose. So with the leg, with the right leg, we can either, if the knee is okay, bring that lower shin back so it is alongside the hip. And if that's not accessible to you, I'll show you what to do with the leg next. What we'll do is bend the left knee, bring the sole of that foot down onto the mat, and place both hands underneath the foot. You can also use the strap here as well for that. If this leg, if this position is not accessible for you, we can bring that right foot behind the left and keep it in that position. I'll just take my legs back to alongside the hip for now. So bringing the hands underneath the left foot, Inhaling, bringing the knee into the chest, slightly leaning back onto the bottom so that you can lift it up. Exhaling, lifting the lower leg up, pushing the feet into the hands, hands into the feet. Again, you can use a strap here if you like, if your arms can't quite reach the foot. So just taking a couple of breaths here, extending the left leg, extending out through the heel. Again, nice and long through the spine, head and neck. All right. If that is reasonably comfortable for you, we can then take it into a rotation. So, bringing the right hand into the heel, left hand extending behind, so we're twisting towards left leg. Nice and soft through the stomach. Extending the left leg back, left arm back, pushing the left leg into the right hand into the left leg, rotating the neck and head if that's comfortable for you. Taking a couple of breaths here. One more breath. All right, rotating back around to the front. Bringing the hands back into the sole of the foot and releasing that left leg down. All right, extending the legs out in front, giving them a little shake. All right, other side. So again, being mindful of your knee, choose which position you want to put this left leg in, whether you're going alongside the body or bringing that leg back underneath the right. Bending the right knee, bringing the hands or the strap underneath the right foot, inhaling, lifting the knee, drawing that knee back into the chest, exhaling, extending that lower leg, pushing the hand into the foot, foot into the hand, also being mindful of this knee as well, not hyperextending. Nice and soft through the shoulders, strong through the spine. Taking a couple of breaths here. Now you can stay in this position or you can come into the rotation. So left hand coming underneath the right heel. Inhaling, exhaling, twisting towards the right. Opening up through the chest, opening up through the arm. Right arm coming back, turning the head, looking back. A few breaths here. One more breath. Coming back towards the center, grabbing the right arm again, right leg again, and releasing the right leg down. All right. Ooh. It's quite intense on my left leg. Shaking the legs from side to side. Okay. Now we're going to come into some standing postures now. Coming up onto the mat. Starting into tadasana, so either feet together or hip width apart, depending on how comfortable your knees and ankles are. Bringing the weight slightly forward onto the toes, and then back onto the heels, back to center, over to the right, over to the left. And just finding that perfect spot in the middle where the weight is equal between front of the toes and back of the heels, left and right side. Having a very gentle bend in the knees, growing tall from the ankles, lifting up through the ankles and lower legs, engaging through the quadricep muscles and lifting those kneecaps up. Opening up through the sideways, front and back of the body, tucking that tailbone under, tucking the ribs in, rolling those shoulders back and down, palms face forward. And again, imagining that string on the top of the head, lifting the neck, lifting the head, lifting the spine nice and tall. Finding a spot on the wall to focus on. Taking a couple of breaths there. Right, inhaling, drawing the arms up overhead, extending the arms, extending the fingertips up towards the ceiling, but keeping those ribs in. You don't want to be flexing back and arching through the body. Just extend those arms away, but softening through the top of the shoulders so that they're not coming up by the ears. Extending those arms, extending those fingers away, reaching up to the ceiling. One more breath. And releasing the arms back down. Now, for this next one, I'll give you some more options. Again, we're going to bring our arms behind our bodies. I'll just turn around. So, thumbs pointing down from the floor, rotating through the shoulders, bringing the arms behind. Now, you can either bring fists together, forearms and elbows together, or bringing the palms of the hands together, rotating the hands and the arms, bringing them into the small of the back, and working without getting caught in your shirt, working those hands up between the shoulder blades, rolling those shoulder blades back and down, pressing those hands into the center. Remembering not to flare the ribs. So whichever variation you'd like. Rolling those shoulders back and down, staying open through the chest and shoulders. If you're in reverse prayer, pressing those palms of the hands together. One more breath. And then slowly releasing the hands from the back. Giving those arms a little shake. That's always a wonderful stretch for me for my forearms and my wrists. Really helps opening up the chest as well. Okay. Just move this to one side. Right. Now stepping out to the left, or if you like, you can do a little jump. I like a little jump because I feel like I get my feet in the correct positions on my mat. So ideally for these next few postures, we want to ensure that the distance between our right and our left foot is the same length as one of our legs, if that makes sense. All right, starting with the right-hand side, we're going to turn our feet 90 degrees, right foot 90 degrees, left foot coming in at a 45-degree angle, and make sure that we're rolling on the outer edge of that left foot, squaring the hips to the front, bringing the left arm into the small of the back, right hand on the right thigh, rolling those shoulders back and down. And we want to imagine that we're squeezing our body in between two very tight walls. So we don't want to come forward into trikonasana, we want to come sideways. So we're moving sideways towards the right. Inhaling, rolling the shoulders back and down, exhaling, hinging to the right. And just stopping at that point of resistance. With the right hand, we want it to either be above the knee or below the knee, depending on your flexibility. So moving our way down. If you're really flexible, you can come down to the top of the foot, maybe even place your hand on the floor, softening through that right hip and really pushing that left one out. Opening up through the chest and shoulders, and when you feel balanced, lifting that left arm up, fingers pointing up towards the ceiling. Pushing that left hip forward, sinking down into that right hip, looking up towards the left hand, ensuring that the left arm and the right arm are aligned. If looking up is too difficult, you can look forward, make sure the head and neck are in alignment, that you're not kinking your head up or down. Or if balance is a real problem, you can also look down towards the right foot to help keep your balance. So just choose your focal point, your drishti point. Taking a couple of breaths here. One more. Right, bending into the right knee, releasing that left arm and bringing the torso back up to center. Right, bring those right toes forward, left toes forward. Taking a moment here to rebound. Right, left side this time, turning the left toes out 90 degrees. Right toes coming in, 45-degree angle. Roll onto the outer edge of that right foot. Screwing the hips towards the front. Right arm into the small of the back. Left arm on the left leg. And inhaling, exhaling, leaning over to the left, squeezing our torso in between those two buildings. Coming down, finding the spot that's comfortable for you. Sinking in through that left hip. Sticking the right hip out. When you find that perfect point of balance, lifting the right arm up. Even though we're sinking into that left hip, we want to make sure that the left quadricep is engaged, lifting that knee. One more breath. And bending through the left knee, lifting the torso back up. Toes back to the center. All right. Right side again. Toes pointing out to 90 degrees. Left leg coming in at a 45-degree angle. I'm just going to walk that left leg out, maybe another foot, screwing the hips towards the front. And this time, bending through the front leg, through the right leg, sinking down in the center, ensuring that we're pushing that right knee out. It's coming over the toes, so we want it pushing out rather than rolling in. Hip square. You might find already that you need to bring that left leg back a little bit further. Again, options. So, right forearm, you can come down to the top of the right thigh. Again, like the trikonasana, we want to be open through the sideways. We don't want to be sinking down and collapsing. Keep that spine straight, keep it long, keep extended. Opening the left arm up, and we want to bring that left arm over top. And if you can, looking up into the inside of the left palm, as if you've written a little secret in there that only you can see, extending through the whole left side of the body, reaching those fingertips away, sinking down through the center, opening up through that right hip. One more breath. And lifting back up. Right toes back to the center, keeping the feet and legs where they are. Left side this time. Left foot 90 degrees, right foot 45-degree angle. Screwing the hips to the front, bending through that left leg. Bring the weight over that left ankle, but make sure the knee isn't going over the ankle. Extending that right foot away if you need. Nice and tall through the spine. Coming over to the left side. Forearm down onto the thigh. Opening up through that left knee, pushing that left knee outwards. Bringing the right arm up. Bringing it over, looking into the palm of your hand, looking for that little secret only you know about. Nice and long through the right side. Extending those fingertips away, nice and open through the chest. One more breath. Opening back up, back to center, keeping the feet where they are. We've got one more to do. Right side again. Turning the foot 90 degrees. Left foot coming in, 45-degree angle. Bending through the front leg. Opening that knee outwards. This time, raising the arms up at shoulder height. Warrior two, looking towards the front arm, the right arm looking along the right arm, lifting up through those triceps. Sinking down in the center. One more breath. Lifting back up, dropping the arms down. Toes back to center. Left side this time. Left foot 90 degrees. Right foot 45-degree angle. Screwing the hips towards the front. Bending through that right knee. Walking the right toes out again if you need. And lifting the arms up at shoulder height. Sinking down through the center, turning the head, looking along the left arm. Pushing that left knee out, opening up through that hip. One more breath. And lifting back up. Right, just releasing the legs for now. All right, stepping or jumping out again. This time both toes coming in at a 45-degree angle, or if it's easier, walk the heels out. Again, we want the distance between the right and left foot to be approximately the same length as one of your legs. Placing the hands onto the hips. Inhaling, rolling the shoulders back and down, lifting the tailbone to the back of the room as if you're sticking your butt out to the back of the room. And exhale, hinge from the hips, hinging forward, coming all the way down, allowing the body to dangle from the waist. Bringing the hands down onto the floor. You might find that you can walk the legs out a little bit further. Dropping the torso down. Just allowing the torso to dangle between the legs, nice and soft through the shoulders and through the hands. If the floor is too far away, use a couple of blocks to help you. One more breath. Placing the hands onto the hips, bring the chin into the chest, and slowly bring the body back up to standing. Once you're standing, lift the chin again. This will help with any low blood pressure or any dizziness. Keeping the hands onto the hips, rolling the shoulders back and down, inhaling. And exhaling, hinging from the hips again, coming forwards. This time, leave your hands where they are. Keep them on the hips. Roll those shoulders back and down. Make sure those shoulder blades are staying on your back. Letting the head and neck dangle. Nice and soft through the head and neck. One more breath. Tucking the chin to the chest, bending through the knees, lifting the torso back up. Chin coming up last. All right, rolling the shoulders back and down. One more time. Inhaling at the top. Exhaling, hinging forward. Bringing the torso down. Releasing the hands down towards the thighs, the shins, or the feet. If you can, peace fingers around the big toe, place them underneath the big toe and hang on. Shoulder blades again, roll the shoulders back and down. Make sure those shoulder blades are stuck onto the back of your back ribs. Nice and soft through the head and neck, that should be dangling. Make sure the weight is even in the feet, not too far back, not too far forward. One more breath. Tucking the chin into the chest, bending through the knees, releasing the hands up onto the waist, bringing the torso back up. Right, stepping those legs in, giving them a little shake. Right, coming back down onto the mat again. Coming into a tabletop position. Hands over the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. Just move forward a little bit. All right, bringing the right leg in between the hands. Into the center, left leg, tuck the toes. We're just going to lift up into a low lunge for a moment. Extending that left leg long and then releasing the knee back down onto the mat. This is just to ensure that our kneecap is in the right place. Placing the top of the left foot back down. Inhaling, coming up, bringing both hands onto the right knee. We want to release through the thigh here, through the hip, inner thigh on the left leg. Rolling the shoulders back and down, bringing the weight back. Tucking the tailbone under. Make sure we're not crunching through the lower back. Taking a few breaths here. And with each exhale, you'll find that your body softens into the stretch. If balance is a little bit of a problem, imagine that you're squeezing a pane of glass in between your right and your left leg, and that'll help keep you balanced, keep you steady. All right, one more breath. Releasing the hands down to the floor, walking that right leg out to the outer edge of your mat, hands coming into the center. Bring your left hand into the center of the mat. You can also place a block there to place your hand on. Right hand coming on to the right knee. Inhaling into the center, exhaling, twisting towards the right. Looking to the back of the room, or if you're flexible enough, rotating the head. Looking behind you, see how far behind you can see. One more breath. And coming back to the center. All right, both hands coming back to the center. Keeping the right leg where it is. And just releasing to the center here. Again, making sure the spine is nice and straight. If this is enough of a stretch for both your legs, and stay here, or if you like, you can bend through the elbows, come down a little bit lower. And if you're still more flexible, you can maybe come down onto the forearms. Feel free to use a block here as well, if that's not quite accessible just yet. Squeezing that right knee in towards the right shoulder. One more breath here. Wherever you are. Slowly bringing your weight back into that left hip, releasing the hips back, extending through that right leg, maybe flexing the toes back. Bringing the weight forward again and releasing that right leg back to meet the left. Back into tabletop, wiggle the hips a bit, if that's what they feel like they need. Right, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, left leg this time, bring the left leg forward, between the hands, tucking the toes of the right leg, lifting that knee up, coming into a low lunge, maybe walking that right leg back a bit, placing the knee back down, untucking the toes, bringing the top of the foot down. Make sure that left leg is in the center. Inhaling, coming up, placing the hands onto the thigh, and just slowly releasing into the stretch there, tucking the tailbone under. One more breath. And releasing back down to the mat, walking that left leg out to the edge of the mat this time, both hands into the center, grabbing that block if you need it, bringing that right hand into the center, left hand coming up onto the left knee, inhaling, exhaling, turning towards the left, looking towards the wall, or if it's comfortable, looking behind you, see how far you can see. Taking a few breaths here. One more breath. And coming back to the center. Releasing the hands back down. Releasing into the stretch here. If you like, you can bend the elbows, come down a bit further. Or if you're able to, coming down to the forearms with or without a block. Make sure that left knee is squeezing in towards the left shoulder. One more breath. Pushing back up onto the hands, releasing very slowly back to the back of the mat, releasing that right hip. Coming back, extending left leg long. Flexing the toes back if that feels good. All right, releasing that left leg behind, giving the hips a little wobble side to side. All right. Sitting back down onto the mat. This time, bending the left leg alongside the left hip, or if that's not comfortable, you can turn the left foot down so that you're opening up more sideways on the left-hand side. So inner sole, inner part of the left foot is flat onto the mat, the inner part of the shin is flat onto the mat, and the left hip is going out sideways. Right leg coming parallel with the front of the mat. And we're just bringing the hands behind the hips and releasing back. Now, if you're a little bit more open, you can do both legs at the same time. So if you're doing both legs, bring knees together, feet outwards, releasing the bottom back down between the legs. So you're sitting in between the feet, knees together, releasing the hands behind, releasing back. So whether you're in half sleeping hero or full sleeping hero, just releasing back. For both, if you'd like a little bit of a stronger stretch, you can bend through the elbows, start releasing back down, maybe coming down to the forearms, or let's move forward a bit, or you can just keep releasing all the way down onto the back. If you're down onto the back, you can either have your hands meeting the soles of the feet, or if you like, you can lift the arms up and drop them back down overhead, palms facing up towards the ceiling. This is a very slight back bend, so we need to be tucking the tailbone under, ribs. We want to be coming in, releasing those shoulder blades down to the mat. Taking a few breaths here. If you're in the half position, releasing out of the half position now, coming back up, sitting back up, releasing the legs long, giving the legs a little wobble side to side, and then changing sides. So bringing the right leg back alongside the right hip, either with the top of the foot and the front of the shin coming straight down onto the mat, or working that right leg out sideways. So inner arch of the right foot and the inner part of the right shin coming out sideways, moving that knee outwards, and the left knee coming forward parallel with the front of the mat. And either just staying there or slowly releasing back down, then back first, then bending the elbows, and then if you've got enough flexibility, coming down onto the forearms and or back down onto the back. So just finding that point of resistance and finding that point that is comfortable, but you're getting a stretch there. Those of you who are in reclined hero, making sure that we're squeezing those knees in towards each other, that we're not allowing the knees to splay out. All right, whatever position you're in, one more breath. If you're all the way down, bringing the arms forward, placing them into the soles of the feet, tucking your elbows in. We want to push our weight into our forearms and elbows, lifting the head, lifting the torso up, coming up onto the hands. Pausing here for a moment. And now pushing our weight forward onto our knees, onto our shins. Giving the feet a little tap. And then moving those hips from side to side again. Right, coming down. Back onto the bottom. Just going to turn around here. Gently releasing those legs long, maybe getting the legs a little wobble back and forth. And bringing yourself down the mat, releasing back down onto the back. Bring your arms into a T shape. Bending the right knee, bring it into the chest, just using the muscles of the legs. Inhaling here and exhaling, bringing that right knee across the body to the left, coming into a twist. Making sure that we're flexing through that left leg and foot, extending that right heel away. Right knee coming down towards the floor. If you like, you can bring your left hand, bring it down onto the left knee and encourage that knee that close to the floor. Right shoulder, dropping the right shoulder down towards the floor. Right hand, palm face down. And you can either look up towards the ceiling, or if the neck is okay, turning the head, looking along the right arm. One more breath. Turning the head back to center, releasing the left arm, drawing that right knee back, rolling back onto the back, releasing that right leg long, adjusting the body so that you're straight on the mat again. Inhaling, drawing the left knee in towards the chest, just using the leg muscles to lift the knee up. Exhaling, bringing the left knee across the body to the right. Letting that knee drop down. Bringing the right hand onto the left knee if you like to encourage that knee down to the floor. Left arm reaching away, palm face down. Drawing that left shoulder down towards the floor. Looking up towards the ceiling, or if the neck is okay, turning the head towards the left, look along the left arm. One more breath. And the head back to center, releasing the knee, drawing the left leg back to the center, rolling back onto the back. Extending the legs long. Bringing the arms in alongside the body. This time bringing both knees into the chest. Bring the hands on top of the knees. And just very gently squeezing those knees in towards the chest. Inhaling and exhaling, bringing the chin up onto the chest. Lifting the shoulders up, seeing how close you can get your chin and your knees together, squeezing, 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 nice and tight into a ball. And releasing the head, releasing the shoulders back down. Opening the knees, bringing the hands to the inside of the legs, to the inside of the feet. Releasing the heels up towards the ceiling, opening out through the legs, keeping the knees bent and the knees drawing back down. If you like, you can rock side to side. Or you can stay stationary. One more breath. Dropping the heels back together, releasing the hands. Dropping the feet down to the mat, extending those legs long. And just allowing those legs to open up. Maybe hip width apart, maybe mat width apart. Letting the arms and the shoulders roll away, palms face up towards the ceiling. Tucking the chin into the chest and releasing the back of the neck long. The back of the neck nice and relaxed along the mat. Coming into Shavasana, our last asana for today. And coming back into the breath. Finding a spot on the ceiling to focus on. And just allowing your gaze to soften on that spot. And if you feel comfortable, closing the eyes. And just following that breath, moving in and out of the body. In through the nose, back of the throat, down into the lungs. Out of the lungs, back of the throat, out through the nose. With each exhale, just allowing the body to soften and ground down to the mat and the floor. allowing any remaining tension just to drift out of the joints and bones and the muscles. Allow it to evaporate into the air. Breathing in through the nose, back to the throat, down to the lungs, down to the diaphragm, expanding the ribs outwards, exhaling, ribs coming in, diaphragm coming in, out of the lungs, back to the throat, out through the nose. Allowing the abdomen and chest to rise and fall like the swell of the sea. If the mind begins to wander into thoughts, just bring it back to the breath. Rising and falling. Now taking 3 big deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling with a sigh. Again, inhaling. One more time, inhaling. And bringing your mind to visualize your body lying on the floor from above. Envisage how your body is lying, what position it's lying in. What color are the clothes that you're wearing? Feel the sensation of the texture of the clothes on your body. Feel the coolness of the air on the skin. Now slowly begin to wriggle the fingers and the toes, bring some movement back into the body. And with eyes closed, when you're ready, rolling over onto your right side and pausing there for a moment. Keeping the eyes closed, pushing yourself back up to a seated position. And just noticing how the body is feeling now. How the breath is feeling now. And how your mind is feeling now. To close the practice, we will chant 3 Oms, taking 1 round of breath to the here, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling for Om. 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 Bring the hands together at the heart center. When you're ready, slowly opening the eyes, bring your awareness back into the room. Hari Om Tat Sat.